Hey everybody, this is Demari. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be doing the October tarot reading for the sign of Capricorn. Now, as always, I'll be using the Wild Unknown Tarot, clarifying with the intuitive. Now, I'll be using a Celtic cross-style layout, as always. And really, I just want to look at the general overview for the month, so it could involve multiple different aspects of your life, okay? Or it may hone in on a specific area. So I just want to say first of all, thank you to everyone that's liked, commented and subscribed so far. It's awesome. I really appreciate your feedback, particularly the messages and comments I get. It means the world to me, and I love hearing how it applied to your circumstances and just, that it was useful. So I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed already, please do, because I have a lot more videos coming up very soon. So let's just get stuck in then. So I'm just going to put the full layout out first, and then I'll discuss each part of the reading before clarifying any areas where needed. So let's get stuck in then for you, Capricorn. What's going on for October? So I feel that already the sense I'm getting from the cards that I pulled for the first few signs, that there's some big changes coming for a lot of people this month. So I'm really curious to see what you can expect moving through the month. Okay. Alright then, so to begin with, in regards to your present circumstances, you've got the Mother of Cups. So this is really in relation to the energy you're embodying, I feel, at this time, which is the Queen of Cups. So it may be that a specific set of circumstances has really triggered the nurturing aspect of your character, okay? It may be that you have younger siblings, or I feel like you're providing some kind of support, right, to someone younger than yourself at this time, and that you get a real sense of you feel good, right, being able to offer this support, because you kind of want to help, you want to nurture, you want to support this person, right? So it could be a family, like it could easily be a family member, because there's real devotion, I feel, to providing this support. So it could be a younger sibling, it could be a cousin, it could be a niece, a nephew, it could even be your child, right? But I feel like you are embodying that role. So maybe some of you are a new parent and you're just so in love with your newborn, right? Or it could be that, your child is needing support, they're a bit older, they need some support with something, and you're already stepping into that role, and it fills you with pride when you see them making positive decisions, taking positive actions, and you just guiding them on their path. Take it however it resonates, but I just feel like you're really in that nurturing role, and you're providing support to someone younger than yourself. And then the challenge in this situation is the World card. So the difficulty here could be that this individual may be not in the same location as you are, and you find that quite difficult, particularly if you're a single parent. Maybe you don't have them full time. Maybe they spend half their time with your ex-partner, so you find it quite difficult not being with them all the time. It could be that you yourself travel a lot for work, so you don't feel like you get to spend as much time as you'd like to with this person. Or it could be that they live in a different country, right? Regardless, however it applies, I feel like the distance is what's causing problems for you at this time, particularly in October. There may be a lot of travel involved, and you'll find it difficult because you want to be there, you want to have this emotional connection, you want to provide the support, but you don't feel like you can do that fully with the distance, right? So in regards to your recent past, you have the Devil in reverse. So this is your card, Capricorn, okay? So maybe that you are not feeling quite like yourself, you are feeling out of sorts as such, particularly if this does involve children, okay? It could be that you felt very disconnected from them, and that was making you feel disconnected in yourself, right? That had a really huge impact on you, okay? Obviously, this is not going to apply for everybody, those with their children. If that's not the case, if you don't have children, it's going to be a case of that some circumstance that had a very significant emotional aspect to it, was really bringing down your vibration, really bringing down your energy, and it was making you feel stuck and making you feel like things will not get better. But that's not true. It's illusionary, okay? Especially with it being in the reverse. That tells me that how you're feeling, it's not that it wasn't unfounded in any way, but just it may not be syncing with the reality of the situation. So you may have felt stuck and like things would never get better, but they did get better, right? So, but that's what I mean just by that. But either way, I feel like there was some issue surrounding an emotional connection, and that it was really having quite a strong impact on you at the time. So in your near future, you have the Tower card. So some significant changes are coming, as I said previously. Some aspect of this situation is going to change. Could be for the better, actually. It could be that because of the distance was creating so many problems, that you find a solution. Maybe you end up moving closer to this person, or this person moves closer to you. It could be that you just have to find a new way of approaching it and dealing with the circumstance, right? So that you can provide better support, and so that you have good communication with this person. But either way, something's going to drastically change in regards to this individual. Okay, so we'll clarify that when we get to it. So in regards to external circumstances, the external factors such as circumstances, other people, energies, etc., you have the Five of Wands. So again, this signifies to me disconnect. Usually this can talk about conflicts, and there may have been some arguments, right? Or it could have even escalated to physical conflict, particularly if there's some divorce involved, or step parents or something like that. It could have got quite bad, and as a result, that's affected your ability to connect with your child, or affected your ability to really reach them and show them how you truly are, and that you want to be a good role model, right? So take it however it resonates. So it could be just simply the fact that you feel very disconnected, because I get this, especially with this deck, when I get the Five of Wands, I often feel that depending on what the read is and how it's relevant and the feeling that comes with it, I also read this as emotional disconnect, as not just potentially physical disconnect, but also emotional disconnect. Like someone is not meeting on the same level, okay? That someone is feeling cut off. Okay. So in regards to what is in your power to affect, you have the Ten of Pentacles. So you can change your physical circumstances. So it may involve moving location. It may involve them moving location, but this is within your power to affect. So I feel like you're the one that may end up relocating in order to be closer to this person, whoever they are. Or it may just be that you have to change specific things surrounding the circumstance so that you can have the kind of connection you want, right? So you can strengthen it, so you can be more present in this person's life in some way. Okay. And then in regards to the advice, you have the Mother of Swords. I swear I had this for Cancer as well. So it could be that the person you're trying to connect with is a Cancer. It could be that the person that's causing the disconnect, i.e. an ex-partner or whatever, is a Cancer. So take it how it resonates. They might not be a Cancer at all. But it's just because I got this in the same position for a Cancer. So it could be that you've been disconnected. The person you feel disconnected from is a Cancer. But moving on. The Mother of Swords, which is the Queen of Swords, is really representing that you need to be very methodical and logical Don't react on impulse, okay? Don't act on impulse. Don't react to things immediately, you know. Don't let an emotional reaction set the tone for things, okay? Calm yourself down, think about it, you know, come to a clear conclusion and then communicate that, right? And just using all your experience to really guide you through this circumstance, okay? Because again, like, I feel like you've been around long enough to know what's going to be beneficial, what's not, what's a good way to communicate, what's not. So you need to really exercise your communication skills, exercise your emotional intelligence, and, you know, just be direct, be honest, right? And be open at the same time, reciprocate, okay? You want to be listened to, but you also have to be willing to listen. So you need to be communicative, okay? You need to be open, you need to be assertive, right? In how you communicate with people and make it very clear, okay? And that may clear up some of this mess that's been occurring, okay? That may also deal with this aspect too, the disconnect, because it may be that something wasn't clearly communicated and wires got crossed, or it created feelings of neglect or abandonment in some way, right? So just think it through and communicate whatever it is that's on your mind very clearly, okay? So in regards to your hopes, you have the Magician. So I think you really want to change this circumstance. You're trying to really put yourself in a position where you can be a good role model for this person. You're a support, that you're closer, that you can do stuff together, spend time together, right? So I feel like you're really trying to change your circumstances to accommodate this person, right? So it may be that you're trying to get a better job. Like if you have children, you're trying to get a better job so you can support them. Maybe you're trying to get you know, a new place that's going to be more suitable to have your children around. You know, a new car, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be just on the material sense, but whatever it is, you know, you may be working on yourself so you're a better parent, right? Whatever it is, you're trying to change some aspects of your reality, some aspects of your circumstances, yourself, your communications with, you know, ex-partner or this particular individual, in order to positively move things forward, right? In order to change some of the negatives surrounding the circumstance. And then in the position of your fears, you've got the Five of Cups. So Five of Cups in reverse though. So I think you're afraid that it will get to the point where this individual, your child, your friend, your family member, your ex-partner, I don't know, whoever this individual is, that you're trying to bridge a bond with and trying to support and nurture, your fear is that you've disappointed them and upset them so much over time that they're just not even going to acknowledge your feelings anymore. They're just not going to acknowledge you anymore. That you are going to be just cast aside, essentially, right? That they're not going to see what it is that you're trying to bring to the table, right? Or have already brought to the table, that they're just going to that's going to be completely overseen, and they're just going to ignore you, essentially. But I don't feel like that's necessarily the case. That's just how you're feeling. You're just afraid that you're going to be ignored, right? And in the outcome, you've got the Two of Pentacles. So I feel like whatever decision you've been weighing up in your mind, you're going to make it, okay? You're going to take action, because you know that if you don't, it's going to be even harder to bridge this connection. So you make a choice to move forward, to embark on whatever it is you need to do in order to bridge this connection, right? So yeah, very interesting. It's quite, I mean, this read's a little bit heavier than I thought it would be, considering how light the other ones were. But yeah, I don't feel anything particularly bad though, which is good. I feel like there's a lot of optimism, despite the heavy themes and, you know, the major arcana here with the devil, the world, the tower, and the magician. I feel like there is a lot of hope here. You hold a lot of hope in this circumstance, Capricorn, that somehow you can manifest a strong, nurturing bond with this individual, on whatever way it applies. I think for a majority of you, there is children involved. I really get a sense of that. Or it's a sibling, someone younger than you, much younger than you, like a child. Yeah, I feel like that's the case for the majority of you. For some of you, this is going to be someone you have feelings for. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. There's nothing here that suggests that you're wanting to be with them as such, but you're wanting to connect and nurture the connection. So it could be just someone that you feel very strongly about in a friendship way, or it could be in a romantic way, but either way, I feel like this person, there's like quite a big age gap between you. So it could be several years younger than you. I feel like this person is younger than you, whoever it is, okay? So let's just clarify then. The Mother of Cups, you've got the Three of Wands. So yeah, I mean, again, you're looking outward, you're seeking a means to reach this person. And I think maybe that you will be traveling to see this person very soon. You know that the distance is too great, so you're making a conscious effort as soon as you get the opportunity to go and visit this person, okay? And you're going to look at how you can maybe even relocate to be closer to this person, okay? So let's clarify the Well card. Okay. So in order to get closer to this person, you may need to leave someone behind. So it could be in a relationship sense. If this is someone you're romantically interested in, you may have to leave behind someone else. So this could be that you're already in a relationship and you're having to leave this person because you're seeking someone else. And you know that there's a risk involved because you're not sure how it's going to go. You're taking kind of a leap of faith here by doing that. For those of you that's not the case, it's just simply that this situation, being so far from this person, makes you greatly unhappy. So that's why you're willing to take the risk to relocate in order to be closer to this person, so you can build that bond and create a support, be a support to this person, right? Because you know that maybe they're having a hard time also, and you're both having a hard time because it involves the same person, which could be an ex-partner, right? Particularly if this is your child, right? Your child could be having problems with their parent, their other parents, and they wanting to be closer to you, and you want to be closer to them, but you're also having problems with the other person, right? The parent. So, it could very well symbolize that you're having problems with your ex-partner, and so is your child. Okay. And what about the Devil card in reverse? Okay, King of Wands. So, could be a fire sign that you've had to contend with. Or it could be that your child's even a fire sign, but I see it's, King energy is quite grown up for a kid. But it could be the person that you're romantically interested in, if that applies. So it could be a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, right? And there's something here that's not been, like, in the recent past, whatever your falling out was with this person and that really affected you in a great way, I feel like there was something that was wrong about it. There's something that was off. Even if you had this big falling out and they made you feel like they didn't love you anymore, I feel like that's not true. That they may have intentionally pushed you away to hide how they truly felt because of something. Because they thought they were protecting themselves and the kid, and maybe that's not the case. Or, maybe they thought they were protecting just themselves, or they thought they was protecting you. But I feel like something wasn't completely accurate, like something was being hidden purposefully, and it gave you a false impression of the situation, and that's why you felt so bad, because it made you feel bad because of the way it went down, but it wasn't completely honest, the communication that came through the argument, okay? They may have said something or done something purposefully to like push you away, but that didn't actually make them happy at all. Like, that's what I'm feeling with this. But they did it because they thought that it was for the best, but that didn't actually bring them happiness. They just thought they were doing the right thing. Whatever it was, I don't know. Only you know your circumstances and if that applies, but I feel like this person thought they was doing the best thing, especially if there is a kid involved. They thought they were protecting the child. Okay? So let's have a look about this Tower then. Okay, King of Swords in reverse and the Page of Swords in reverse. So yeah, the Tower is that I feel like what's coming up in the near future is that you and your child may have to have a very serious talk, because I feel like the Tower moment may be that all communication is cut off, and that's what spurs you on to like really try and take action and get physically closer to your kid, okay? So you might actually just impulse travel, you know, as a desperate attempt to get to see your kid. Because, you know, it's the Page and the King here, you know, in reverse. I feel like both of you are getting cut off from each other in some way. That's the Tower moment. That's the thing that kind of knocks your foundation completely, is when you're completely cut off from your child, right? That you can't communicate with them, and it may be that they change number and don't tell you, or they move home and don't tell you, or whatever it is. Something happens that disrupts the communication between you and the child, or you and this, you know, significantly younger person, whoever it is, and you can't handle that. Like, that's the thing that kind of drives you off the edge. Not that you do anything crazy, don't get me wrong. You're not going to do anything severe. It's just that, yeah, that was like a real Tower moment when you feel like you've been cut off from your child or cut off from this younger person. Communication is cut completely in some way. Yeah, that really affected you, okay? But that's what spurs you on to take action so that you can create this beautiful reunion, right? That's the catalyst for this change. With that sun there, that tells me that you're going to find a way to reconnect with this person. Maybe they're just like, okay, you keep saying you're going to come see me, you haven't done, so I'm done, I don't want to speak to you anymore. And that's the moment where you're like, oh my gosh, I have to do something now, I'm going to lose this person forever, right? So that may be the catalyst that spurs you to move location, that spurs you to go visit them, okay? So in regards to the external factors with the Five of Wands there, you have the Five of Cups. So again, it's feeling that disconnect, you know, it's feeling like, okay, I know that there's other things in my life that's going well, but that doesn't mean anything if I don't sort out this connection, right? 2 fives as well. That's very much on the physical, right? That's to me, that is very much to do with location, right? That's to do with, like I said, the physical, material, you know, being present here in this time and space. So, yeah, I feel like it's very, the distance, physical distance, creates the emotional distance and the distance in communication. So then when the communication, which is like the final thing to go, that's when you're just like, I can't take this, I need to do something. That's like the final straw for you and you take action. Yes, 7 of Pentacles, because you know that if you don't do something to try and build this connection, if you don't show sincerity in trying to reconnect with this person and do whatever it takes to build it up from the ground, then, sorry, my throat's a bit sore. Yeah, if you don't do what it takes to build the connection up from the ground, you might lose them for good. So, yeah, that kind of spurs you to do something. That spurs you on to take action. Okay, and I just want to have a look at this 10 of Pentacles here. because in your powers effect you have the Ten of Pentacles, right? So you have the Six of Wands. So again, that's looking at situation and working out what it is that you need to do in order to positively affect things, okay? Move the situation forward, not take things as they are. And yeah, with the Nine of Wands and 6 and 9, I just feel like it's you taking steps, right? It's you taking measures in order to reconnect with this person. Because even though you're afraid and it's hard and you're having to deal with another person in order to reach this person, so it could be that you're having to let go of a relationship, that you're having to address your ex-partner in order to reach your child. It may be that you have to go through their partner to reach your child, or it may just be that you know this person that you want has a partner, but you don't care. You need to communicate your feelings towards this person, even if you have to like just walk through the door and barge this other person out of the way, which is pretty extreme, but you know, that's what I feel like this energy is here, that you know what it is that you want and you're going to go after it even though it terrifies you a little bit because of that fear of being rejected. Okay, and what about this Mother of Wands? Okay, so again, another Mother of Wands, Queen of Wands, right? No, Mother of Wands. What am I talking about? Wands. Sorry. Mother of Swords, Queen of Swords. Yeah, same card. Exactly the same card. Queen of Swords and Mother of Swords. Yeah, I think maybe you have to go head to head with your ex-spouse in order to try and re-bridge this communication with your child. Or it may just be that this person that you're dealing with, you know, you both, in order to really reconcile your differences, you need to sit down and talk about it like adults. You need to come from a space of, you know, reciprocation, you know, open communication, flowing back and forth, not allowing your emotions to dictate the tone and pace of the conversation, but using your rationale to really try and find a solution, right? So that's what's being advised to you here, and that you need to have that emotional intelligence as well, so you don't further provoke this person, and that it just drops any hope of having some kind of reconciliation, or you know, being able to find some meeting point. Okay, so you have to really exercise emotional constraint within the circumstance when you're actually face to face with this person or communicating with this person, and you need to be balanced and have a very keen sense of emotional intelligence. You know, see the telltale signs of what it is they're really saying behind the words, right? So that's important to know. And what about the Magician? Okay, Page of Cups in reverse. So again, I feel like you're trying to manifest this connection with this younger person. You're trying to create that emotional bond here, particularly because this person is obviously feeling the loss, and this is you right here. This is what you're trying to do, okay? You're trying to reach this person, but you have to do it from a place of you know, of wisdom and balance, right? So yeah, you're really trying to manifest this connection. That's your hopes, your highest hopes, is to connect with this person and help them to see things from your perspective, so they can understand why things are the way they are. Because they may not have the maturity to understand things from your side without you explaining it to them first, or they might not just have the information, right? So you're going to sit them down and communicate so that you know that they have the facts now, and that they can make a better decision as to what they want to do next, and So it's really important that you have that communication, right? So they do understand why things are the way they are, why, you know, it's been difficult for you as well as them, and that they can then process what you've told them and say, okay, well, what can we do about it, right? Okay. So with the Five of Cups in reverse, you have the Star card, Aquarius energy. So it could be the person you're dealing with is an Aquarius, or this is just simply the energy here in regards to really wanting to bridge this connection. This is your hopes, right? Your fears is that, yeah, that this person is just not going to accept anything you say, and they're just going to continue to cut you off, right? That they're just going to ignore you. Even though this person is what you want more than anything, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a family member, you want this bond with this person more than anything. You know, but like I said, for a chunk of you, this is your children, right? So of course, you want that connection more than anything. They mean the world to you, right? That's why you got the World card next. Because they're your everything. You will travel the world. You will go all around the world to bridge this connection with your child or with this younger person, whoever it is, right? You would do anything for them to make this work, and that's why I think you're so afraid that no matter what you do, they're just going to push you out, and they'll just say, no, I'm not interested, right? And then you've got the Justice card as well, right? So it's like, you know, you're afraid that because of the circumstances that have occurred, because of all the miscommunication, arguments or whatever surrounding this person has led, because it's led to this situation, you're afraid that that's going to lead to a negative outcome, that you're not going to be able to rekindle this relationship, okay? And that you're not going to be able to strengthen the bond with this person. So that's what terrifies you the most, that you're going to lose the most important thing to you in the world. Okay, because of a divorce, you know, with this Four of Wands in reverse. It could be because of, like I said, a divorce, or just simply the fact that this person is not available to you. If it's a relationship, this person wasn't available to you, or you wasn't available, and now you're scared you've lost them for good. Okay, and then to clarify the Two of Pentacles, your outcome, you have the Two of Swords in reverse. So you've made a decision. As I said, you're not juggling or weighing up the options, or, you know, allowing the situation to just fester. You've made a decision. You've chose to go after this connection with whoever this person is. Because, I mean, to you and their eyes, your eyes, this is their energy. They're the Empress, okay? So it could be, because I saw the the Page of Cups in reverse, with, you know, just after I did the King of Cups clarification. And seeing this here, I feel like this can be your love interest, or this could be your ex-partner, or this could be your daughter, but you may have a son as well with that Page of Cups energy, okay? So you may have more than one child. You may have two children, especially with the Two of Swords and the Two of Pentacles there. So it could be that you have a daughter that is older than the son, right? I see the son as the youngest, and then a daughter that's older. It might not even be much older, maybe just a couple of years or so, but you have a daughter that's older and a son that's younger. Or it could be that this embodies your ex-partner. You know, this is kind of the energy you see them in, right? It's having it all and taking it all from you. Or it could be this is the energy you see your love interest, the person that you're trying to go after, if it's a love interest. You see them as having it all, and you're afraid that they will think that you're not good enough for them, or you're afraid that you aren't good enough for them, but they're what you want, and that's what you're going after. Yeah. So it's really important that you really step into your own power, that you realize your own worth. Because if you don't realize your own worth, it's going to be very hard to convince others of it, okay? So you need to do that first, okay? But yeah, I mean, that's pretty full on, but I think that covers the majority of it, Capricorn. It is tricky, especially if it does involve children, your children, okay? I know that's not an easy situation to deal with, but, you know, I think your heart is in the right place. You want to rectify the situation, so do it, go after it, do whatever it takes to try and mend the connection, providing that they're at least open to hear you out, okay? Because obviously you can't force it, it's something that takes time, but if you consistently show up and put in the work, then it will go a long way. If it is a relationship, then obviously that you're after, then obviously there's some variables there that need addressing, because it looks like one of you or both of you are not available, so you need to address that first. Then you need to sit down and communicate as well. Probably communicate first exactly how you feel before you start, you know, making significant changes, and then try and process what it is you actually want, right? But I feel like this person that you're chasing around the world is significantly younger than you. And that may be a problem as well, because they might not feel quite the same way. They might not have the same maturity as you in regards to relationships. They might not want something as concrete as you do. But obviously, I can't say for sure. That's just a generalization. I'm not being ageist at all. You know, some young people are ready and willing to settle down pretty fast. But I'm just saying that obviously there are multiple aspects to it, so you need to talk it through first. Okay? So, yeah, I mean, that's your read for October. There's a lot to process, a lot to go through. But just take it a step at a time, right? And just consistently show up. And who knows, right? It could change everything. So we'll see what happens and see what comes up in your next read, okay? But for now, take care.